Okay, let's move on. Robert asks, how to measure marketing activity and sales activity through cash? What numbers should I be looking at? And what is a good number? I feel like this is one of those questions where I need a little bit more data, but I was curious to know, Jack, if you had any thoughts on this.
Okay, so we're going to split it up into two pieces here.
Yep.
And I don't mean to be cavalier about the half that I'm throwing away.
Okay.
It's just that I would say neither you nor me have the expertise to handle it, which is the marketing piece.
Sure.
The marketing and relating it to cash, our specialty is the sales side of the house. One of the mistakes that I see made by a lot of businesses is we have this person that's titled the Vice President of Sales and Marketing. Those are very distinctly different roles. And by the way, if you hired a person that has tremendous marketing experience in the role, I would suggest they're probably investing more of their time in that, which means that my head of sales is absent. And for growing the company, that's the most important position in the company when it comes to growing the revenue. So the combining those two jobs is a fail. And as a result, in the question, combining the marketing to cash and sales to cash, I just felt conflicted. And I'm gonna move over to the sales side as soon as I remind Robert of the joke that he's probably heard before, and that is, how do I know what marketing is working and what isn't? And the answer that a marketing person typically gives you is that what we do know is that half of what we're doing on the marketing side is effective. We just have never been able to figure out what that 50% is. Okay, so
making friends, Jack, making friends.
I don't want to go anywhere beyond that. On the sales side, it's a lot easier, at least from my perspective, and maybe it's my naivete, but there is a direct connection between sales and profitability and cash. We know what the cost of a lead cost us, or if we don't, we better get busy and figure out what the cost of a lead is. We know what our compensation is for our sales organization at the individual level, and as you well know, my nirvana of sales is 100% commission only. So if you're in a model with 100% commission only, there's a direct connection in terms of cash and in terms of revenue and in terms of the net. So for me, as long as I am margin driven, profitability driven, and that I have my compensation of my salespeople aligned in that direction as to what kind of margins that I'm expecting, which will affect how I price my product and what kind of wiggle room I have in terms of coming off of the stated price and so forth. All of those types of things are easy to measure, easy to monitor, and easy to get back into where you want them to be if they fall out of alignment. So, maybe I'm comfortable in the sales side with saying all that, and somebody that's comfortable in the marketing side would say, well, we can do all of that too. I just don't have that expertise on the marketing side. So that's my short answer to that.
Okay. Yeah, Robert, I'm going to give you a fairly succinct answer because I'm not sure that I understand 100% what you're asking, but hopefully I'm going to help you a little bit. And actually, we have another question a little further down from Eugene from Tampa, who said, what are the personality traits to look for in hiring a marketing executive, which I don't know that I have a great answer for that, Eugene. And I think I mentioned that to you when I met you a few days ago. So I'm going to combine these two questions into one. And I'm just going to say this. Some people might find this surprising, but my college degree was in marketing and economics. And my first couple of jobs, my probably first 2 or 3 years, I spent in marketing, and then I got into sales and I never looked back. So understandably and unapologetically, to be honest, Jack and I both have a bias towards the sales side. That's where we've spent, our careers. But I'm not in any way trying to devalue what a good marketing team can do. Here's my answer to your question. My bias, if you have a marketing function within your business, is that they should have a number. Your marketing team should have a quota for the number of quotable opportunities that they bring into the business. I see a lot of marketing teams in companies doing really good work around brand equity, branding, collateral support, which can be very important to support the revenue generation and sales process. But I have a bias towards giving the marketing person or the marketing team a quota. And the reason I do that is because I don't maybe understand, but certainly respectfully don't care the number of clicks that we had or unique impressions or eyeballs that saw something. What I'm interested in is, did we have a compelling call to action, and has somebody engaged us? Have they asked for a conversation? It's the equivalent of me putting up a bricks and mortar shop, and I spend my life savings on merchandising it, and I've got stuff in the window, and the products are incredible, and I've got it on one of the most expensive streets, and there's just a stream of people walking past, and people are stopping and looking in the window and taking photos, but nobody walks inside the store and buys something. It doesn't matter how many people have seen my beautiful store. Unless somebody buys something, I am going to be out of business soon. So I want the marketing department, the marketing person, Eugene, for you, how you're going to hire them, and Robert, for you in terms of the activity. What I want to know is, what is the number of quotable opportunities that the marketing department, the marketing person has delivered to me? That's the number one number that I would be tracking. Now, whether we close it or not, that's a sales number. That's on the salesperson. But how many qualified opportunities that we could quote did we get? That's where I would start.